Hi, today I wanted to talk to you about grief. Its meaning is that of loss, and it fits this season, this autumn, really well, right? We're losing more and more daylight. The nights are getting longer. We're losing that sunshine, that source of vitality in life. And when you look at the Chinese tradition and the Taoist tradition and Chinese medicine, metal, which is the element that rules the autumn, the emotion most tied to that element is that of grief. And I don't know about you, but I've been feeling it pretty strongly lately. Normally, as a life coach, I'm pretty prescriptive. I like to set all these goals and help people overcome things. But today I'm going to ask you that rather than try to fix the grief, or rather than try to push it away or just overcome it, let's sit with it. If you've been having that experience where it's been popping up, let's just sink into it. It's something I've had to work on a lot with clients, and I've had to work on a lot with my own therapist. Um, really encouraging to experience these emotions and seeing what lies beneath. It could take a couple moments, it could take a few minutes, a couple hours or a day, however long you can sit and hold that space and how much time you have. But I would like to encourage this to happen so that we can really sink in and start to ask ourselves, where's this grief coming from? And how does it relate? How does it relate to this element of metal? In Chinese medicine, metal rules the lungs, it rules the skin, it rules the colon. So it really has this question of what are our boundaries? What do we allow to permeate into us? Where do we hold our ground in our space? What do we breathe in? And what do we release? And this is really related to that grief, that sense of loss and sometimes regret. Today is the birthday of a really dear friend of mine, one I don't talk to anymore, because I didn't recognize our boundaries. I didn't recognize how to keep proper space. I was dealing with a lot of my own grief from years and trying to heal it, and grief has odd ways of causing odd behaviors. So today I had to make the decision that the best thing I could actually do for this person is probably not call them and wish them a happy birthday. To hold that boundary and hold that space and learn from the lessons I've experienced from previous grief. Now, the truth is, I don't think I could have healed any faster than what I have. So that relationship that became codependent, it ran its course. There's loss and there's some grief from that. And there's a need to experience it and to learn from it and then be able to move on. Right now in the season, it's a great time to ask ourselves about our boundaries. Are they too loose? Do we allow other people or the environment to have too much of an impact on us? Or are we too impenetrable? Do we raise the walls too high? Our skin protects us, but it's also our source of sensitivity. A lot of people walk around far too sensitive to the world around, and others walk around scarred. They let things roll off their backs, but they're not feeling it. In this time, in this exploration of autumn and grief and of loss, it's a good time to explore what our permeability is. How do we let it in a healthy way? How do we hold our boundaries? How do we hold space? And how do we release regrets, sorrows? I think the best way to work with this is to feel it out first. Ask your questions, and then move forward. And for that last piece, I'm going to share something that I read from this Tibetan epic about Kesser. He's this king and sort of shaman Buddhist sage. And he says this, and it really struck me as potent for working with this energy and working at this time. And he says, at the source of all appearance is the perfect mirror of nowness, utterly unstained by regrets of the past or fears for the future. In the mirror's core, in the heart of all life, burns the fire of an eternal sun. In the heartbeat of all beings cuts a self-existing sword of confidence. Because you are true warriors, despair is your call to basic goodness. Doubt is the razor knife of clarity. From your unrequited love springs vast vision. From your unappeasable longing has risen the constancy and discipline that shall restore the world. Now that's what he says to his warriors after realizing that good and bad come and go. And what we need is a consistency to move through it. So I'd like to invite you today, allow yourself to experience your grief. Allow yourself to experience your regrets. Allow yourself to sit with it this one time this year, hopefully more. But challenge yourself to go deep, here, now, and feel this out in this season. And allow this to become the call for you to heal, to change, to grow. To apply what you've learned from these experiences, these losses, and this sorrow to create a new life. The autumn only lasts so long, and then the sun starts to grow brighter. We have a new year, a new you. Thank you.